6 p.m. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Indian Deputy High Commissioner was again summoned to the Foreign Office today to lodge protest over the killing of 4 civilians and fresh firing of the Indian forces along the line of control and the working boundary. The Prime Minister says those who curse the Parliament want to create anarchy in the country. At the United Nations, Pakistan has urged the United States to address the challenges inside Afghanistan rather than shifting the onus for ending the conflict onto others. The American government began to shut down today after the President and the Congress failed to reach agreement on fresh funding. The second hockey match between the World 11 and Pakistan 11 will be played in Lahore tomorrow. And now the news in detail. Pakistan today again summoned the Indian Deputy High Commissioner J.P. Singh to condemn the unprovoked ceasefire violations by the Indian occupation forces along the line of control and the working boundary in Kuiratta, Buxar and Khanjar sectors. 4 innocent civilians embraced martyrdom, while 20 were injured in the Indian firing yesterday and the day before. In a statement of the Foreign Office, the Director General South Asia and SAARC, Dr. Mohammad Faisal, urged the Indian side to respect the 2003 ceasefire arrangement and investigate this and other incidents of ceasefire violations. He was asked to instruct the Indian forces to respect the ceasefire in letter and spirit and maintain peace along the line of control and the working boundary. Dr. Mohammad Faisal urged that the Indian side should permit the United Nations Observers Mission for India and Pakistan to play its mandated role as per the United Nations Security Council resolutions. He said the number of casualties at the working boundary has risen due to unprovoked and indiscriminate firing by the Indian forces. Prime Minister Shahid Khaqan Abbasi says the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz is the only political party that never made hollow claims and rather proved its worth by delivering in the public welfare and development sectors. He stated this while addressing the inauguration ceremony of the expansion of the Faisalabad International Airport and in Faisalabad today. The Prime Minister said the government has executed a number of development projects and around 1,800 kilometers long motorways have either been completed or are in the final phase to integrate all parts of the country. Addressing the health cards under the Prime Minister's health program among deserving people in Bhakkar today, the Prime Minister said the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz always speaks about connecting the provinces instead of dividing them. He said the present government completed many energy projects during the last 5 years to overcome the energy crisis. He said gas facility will also be provided to every city of the country. The Prime Minister said despite sit-ins and obstacles by the opposition, the government has never stopped the development works. He said those who curse the Parliament actually want to create anarchy and stop development of the country. The Railways Minister Khwaja Saad Rafiq says upgradation of passenger trains is part of the revival of the Pakistan Railways, under which several trains have been upgraded. He stated this while inaugurating a new set of coaches of the Allama Iqbal Express train in Lahore today. The minister said Pakistan Railways has spent more than 1.5 billion rupees from its revenue for the upgradation of passenger coaches. He said the newly constructed building of the Okara railway station will be inaugurated on Monday. Khwaja Saad Rafiq said Pakistan Railways is relaunching Rawalpindi Kohat railcar service on the 24th of this month. He said Pakistan Railways has spent 4 billion rupees for the improvement of its infrastructure from its own resources. The advisor to the Prime Minister on Finance, Miftah Ismail, has said the government fully believes in immediate transfer of provincial share in the federal revenues. He was talking to the Punjab Finance Minister Aisha Ghaus Pasha in Islamabad today. He said the government is focusing on further strengthening of the economy and making concerted efforts for achieving growth target for the current fiscal year. The process of receiving Hajj applications is continuing across the country. According to spokesperson of the Ministry of Religious Affairs, 172,000 Hajj applications have been received so far, and designated bank branches will remain open to receive applications today and tomorrow. The Sindh Rangers have unearthed a huge quantity of arms and ammunition hidden in sewage during operations in the site area of Karachi. According to a spokesperson of the Sindh Rangers, the arms and ammunition recovered include 7mm rifles, pistols, and thousands of submachine guns, live bullets. This is Radio Pakistan. At the United Nations, in a forceful rebuttal to the American accusation of terrorist safe havens on Pakistan soil, Ambassador of Pakistan to the United Nations, Dr. Maliha Lodhi, informed the UN Security Council that envisioning that these sanctuaries lie outside Afghanistan need a reality check. This, she stated during a debate on building regional partnership in Afghanistan and Central Asia in New York. She said the United States needs to address the challenges inside Afghanistan rather than shifting the onus for ending the conflict onto others. She also said that any strategy that continues to rely on military force was delusional, as it would produce more violence, not a political solution. In occupied Kashmir, the chairman of all parties Hurriyat Conference, Sayyid Ali Gilani, has termed the charge sheet filed by the Indian Investigation Agency against several Kashmiris as fake and false. Sayyid Ali Gilani, in a statement in Srinagar, called the entire Indian Investigation Agency's exercise as political vendetta. He said there is no constitutional and moral justification to arrest these people and demanded their immediate release. The world's most powerful government shut down today after President Donald Trump and the American Congress failed to reach a deal on funding for federal agencies for the first time since October 2013, when a similar standoff that lasted 16 days kept only essential agency operations intact. Federal workers were being told to stay at home or in some cases to work without pay until new funding is approved. The shutdown began a year to the day after Donald Trump was sworn in as the president. Despite last-minute bipartisan meetings, the bill to fund the government until 16th of February did not receive the required 60 votes from the Senate. China has accused the United States of violating its sovereignty as an American-guided missile destroyer sailed near a disputed shoal in the South China Sea. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Lu Kang said in Beijing today that China would take necessary measures to protect its sovereignty after the USS Hopper sailed within 12 nautical miles of Scarborough Shoal without China's permission. The Turkish army has launched new strikes against the Kurdish People's Protection Unit's militia in northern Syria. The army said it hit illegitimate self-defense camps and refugees used by the YPG in response to fire coming from the Afrin region controlled by the militia group. The Saudi air defense today intercepted a ballistic missile launched from Yemen on Najran. Spokesperson of the Arab Coalition Forces, Colonel Turki al-Malaki, said the missile targeted civilian and populated areas. There were no reports of any casualties or damage. In Syria, the government forces claim to have reached the perimeter of the rebel-held Abu Dahoud air base deep inside the opposition territory in northwestern Idlib province. According to the Syrian state television, pro-government forces reached the base earlier this month but pulled back 10 days ago to fight off a counter-offensive by the rebels and Al-Qaeda-linked insurgents. The rebels took over the base in 2015 but have not been able to use it as an airfield. And now news about sports. We begin with cricket. India won the Blind Cricket World Cup, beating Pakistan by 2 wickets at Sharjah today. Batting first, Pakistan scored 308 runs for the loss of 8 wickets in the stipulated 40 overs. In reply, India achieved the victory target in 38.1 overs for the loss of 8 wickets. The World 11 will face Pakistan 11 in the second hockey match of the series at the National Hockey Stadium in Lahore tomorrow. The Lahore Corps Commander Lieutenant General Ahmed Riaz hosted a luncheon in honor of the World 11 hockey team at the Lahore Garrison today. And finally, the weather. Mainly cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 12 hours. However, shallow fog is likely to develop over the few plain areas of the Punjab during morning hours. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also log on to the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.